Welcome to History Before Bed, where we bring you calming historical stories perfect for bedtime. I started this channel because I struggled with insomnia, and while audiobooks helped, they were often too exciting to help me sleep. So I created these stories to be engaging enough to hold your attention, but soothing enough to lull you to sleep. If you enjoy our bedtime history tales, please like and subscribe before you drift off, so you never miss an episode. Now, get comfortable, relax, and let the gentle rhythms of history guide you to sleep. How the 1896 Olympics united the world in Athens. Chapter 1. The Olympics before 1896. The Olympic Games, as we know them today, are a global celebration of athletic prowess and international unity. However, their origins trace back to ancient Greece, where the Olympic Games were born over 2 millennia ago. These ancient games, held in Olympia from 776 BCE to 393 CE, were much more than mere athletic contests. They were deeply intertwined with Greek culture, religion, and politics. The ancient Olympics were held every 4 years in honor of Zeus, the king of the Greek gods. The Games featured a series of athletic competitions among representatives of various Greek city-states. These events included running races, wrestling, boxing, pankration, a no-holds-barred combat sport, and equestrian events, among others. Athletes competed for glory and honor, and victors were awarded olive wreaths as symbols of their triumph. The prestige of winning at Olympia was immense, often bringing significant honor and political influence to the athlete's home city-state. The Games were part of a larger festival that included religious ceremonies, sacrifices, and artistic competitions. There was a time of truce, known as the Olympic Peace, during which conflicts between participating city-states were suspended to ensure safe travel and participation. This truce underscores the Games' role in promoting unity and peace among the often warring Greek states. However, the ancient Olympics came to an end in the late 4th century CE, when Emperor Theodosius I banned all pagan festivals as part of his efforts to establish Christianity as the state religion of the Roman Empire. For over 1,000 years, the Olympic tradition lay dormant, remembered only in the annals of history. By the 19th century, Europe was undergoing significant cultural and intellectual changes. The Renaissance and the Enlightenment had revived interest in classical antiquity, and scholars and educators began to explore the potential of ancient ideals in modern contexts. It was in this era of renewed interest in classical ideals and physical education that Pierre de Coubertin emerged with his visionary idea to revive the Olympic Games. Coubertin's vision was not merely to replicate the ancient games, but to adapt their spirit and values to the modern world. He saw in the Olympics a unique opportunity to promote international understanding, physical education, and peace. His passion and dedication would eventually lead to the first modern Olympic Games in Athens in 1896, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the storied history of the Olympics. The revival of the Olympics in 1896 was a significant milestone, bridging the ancient and modern worlds and establishing a tradition that continues to inspire and unite people across the globe. Chapter 2. Visionary Beginnings. Pierre de Coubertin, born on January 1, 1863 in Paris, France, grew up in a world of privilege and education. His family, part of the French aristocracy, ensured that Pierre received a comprehensive education that emphasized history, literature, and the classics. His formative years were spent at the Jesuit College of St. Ignace, where he first developed a profound respect for the rigor and discipline of classical education. Coubertin was particularly taken with the history and culture of ancient Greece and Rome, which laid the foundation for his lifelong fascination with the ancient Olympic Games. From an early age, Coubertin exhibited a keen interest in physical education. He believed that the virtues of sportsmanship, physical prowess, and disciplined training were essential not just for personal development, but also for fostering broader societal values. His education allowed him to explore various theories of pedagogy and physical education, which he passionately integrated into his vision of a more enlightened and physically active society. This passion was further ignited during his studies at the École Libre des Sciences Politiques, where he encountered ideas that linked sport with international cooperation and peace. Coubertin's belief in the power of sports to transcend national boundaries and foster mutual respect among nations was revolutionary for his time. He observed how sports could unite people of diverse backgrounds and foster a spirit of camaraderie and fair play. His vision extended beyond mere physical training. He saw sports as a conduit for international peace, understanding, and cooperation. In the midst of his academic pursuits, Coubertin became deeply intrigued by the ancient Olympic Games of Greece. These games, held in Olympia from 776 BCE to 393 CE, symbolize the pinnacle of physical and athletic achievement in the ancient world. They brought together athletes from various city-states, providing a rare opportunity for peaceful competition and mutual respect amidst frequent conflicts. Coubertin was captivated by the idea of reviving such a tradition in the modern era, where nations could come together in a spirit of friendly competition and shared humanity. Coubertin's initial ideas for reviving the Olympics began to take shape in the early 1890s. He engaged in numerous discussions with educators, athletes, and intellectuals, exploring the feasibility of his vision. These conversations were often held in the salons and academic circles of Paris, where ideas flowed freely and support for his vision began to grow. Coubertin emphasized the educational value of sports and its potential to build character, promote physical health, and encourage international fellowship. By 1892, Coubertin had refined his ideas and was ready to present them to a broader audience. He chose the 5th anniversary of the Union des Sociétés Françaises de Sports Athlétiques, USFSA, as the platform for his announcement. In a passionate speech, he outlined his vision for the revival of the Olympic Games, emphasizing the need for an international event that would bring together athletes from around the world to compete in a spirit of friendship and mutual respect. His speech was met with enthusiasm and marked the beginning of a concerted effort to turn his dream into reality. Thus, the seeds of the modern Olympic Games were sown, driven by Coubertin's unwavering belief in the power of sports to unite humanity. His fascination with ancient Greece and his passion for physical education laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most enduring and celebrated traditions in modern history. As the idea began to gain traction, Coubertin worked tirelessly to garner support and build the necessary infrastructure to bring the modern Olympics to life. Coubertin's vision was not just about reviving a historical tradition. It was about creating a new world where the spirit of friendly competition could pave the way for international peace and understanding. His journey from a young boy fascinated by history to a visionary leader advocating for the revival of the Olympics is a testament to the enduring power of sports and the timeless appeal of the ancient games. Chapter 3: Gathering Support. The journey from a visionary idea to a realized dream is often fraught with challenges, and Pierre de Coubertin's mission to revive the Olympic Games was no exception. Convincing influential figures and nations of the merit of his vision required strategic persuasion, relentless effort, and a network of dedicated allies. Coubertin faced significant skepticism from various quarters. Many viewed his idea of reviving the ancient Olympic Games as an unrealistic and nostalgic dream, irrelevant to the complexities of the modern world. He encountered resistance from politicians who were focused on more immediate national concerns, and from educators and sports leaders who questioned the practicality and value of such an ambitious international event. Undeterred, Coubertin embarked on a campaign to gather support, strategically targeting individuals and organizations that could lend credibility and resources to his cause. He traveled extensively across Europe, meeting with influential figures in sports, education, and politics. His eloquence and passion won over many who had initially been doubtful. One of Coubertin's key allies was Dr. William Penny Brooks, an English physician and an early advocate for physical education. Brooks had already established the Wenlock Olympian Society Annual Games in 1850, a local sporting event inspired by the ancient Olympics. His support provided Coubertin with a valuable model and a strong endorsement from a respected figure in the world of sports. Another crucial supporter was the Greek publicist and writer Dimitrios Vikalis. Vikalis, a prominent advocate for Greek culture and heritage, was captivated by the idea of reviving the Olympics in their historical birthplace. His influence in Greece and his connections across Europe were instrumental in building momentum for Coubertin's vision. As Coubertin's network of supporters grew, so did the legitimacy of his proposal. The culmination of his efforts came in 1894 with the formation of the International Olympic Committee, IOC. The inaugural Congress of the IOC was held at the Sorbonne in Paris, bringing together representatives from 13 countries. This historic meeting marked the official establishment of the IOC, with Coubertin as its Secretary General and Vikalis as its first president. The newly formed IOC faced the critical task of selecting a host city for the first modern Olympic Games. Athens, with its profound historical connection to the ancient Olympics, was a natural choice. However, this decision was not without its challenges. Greece at the time was struggling with political and economic instability, leading to concerns about its ability to successfully host an international event of such magnitude. Despite these challenges, the decision to hold the first modern Olympics in Athens was unanimously supported by the IOC. The symbolic significance of returning the Games to their ancient birthplace was compelling, and the potential to inspire a sense of national pride and international cooperation was undeniable. With Athens chosen as the host city, the stage was set for the realization of Coubertin's dream. The Greek government, alongside local organizers and international supporters, began the monumental task of preparing for the Games. They worked tirelessly to restore ancient venues, build new facilities, and ensure the logistics required to host athletes and spectators from around the world. The journey to revive the Olympics had reached a pivotal moment. Coubertin's relentless dedication and strategic efforts had transformed skepticism into support and a visionary idea into a tangible reality. The establishment of the IOC and the selection of Athens as the host city marked the beginning of a new era for the Olympic Games, one that would carry forward the legacy of ancient Greece while embracing the values of modern internationalism and cooperation. As the preparations for the 1896 Athens Olympics progressed, the world watched with anticipation. The modern Olympic Games promised to be a celebration of athletic excellence, cultural heritage, and international unity. Coubertin's dream was on the cusp of becoming a historic reality, heralding a new chapter in the storied history of the Olympics. Preparations in Athens. The decision to hold the first modern Olympic Games in Athens in 1896 set off a wave of transformation throughout the city. Athens, a city rich in history but struggling with modern challenges, embarked on an ambitious journey to host an event that would recapture its ancient glory and signal a new era of international cooperation and athletic excellence. The preparations for the Olympics were monumental. Central to these efforts was the Panathenaic Stadium, an ancient stadium originally built in 330 BCE and reconstructed in marble by the Roman Emperor Hadrian in 140 CE. By the late 19th century, the stadium was in a state of disrepair, a mere shadow of its former grandeur. Under the leadership of George Averof, a wealthy Greek benefactor, the stadium underwent extensive renovations. Using white marble from Mount Pentelicus, the same material used to construct the Parthenon, the stadium was meticulously restored to its ancient splendor. This restoration project not only provided a magnificent venue for the Games, but also became a symbol of Greece's historical and cultural heritage. In addition to the Panathenaic Stadium, other venues were prepared to accommodate various events. The Zappeion Hall, initially built to serve as the main exhibition hall for the Olympic Games, was refurbished and repurposed as a multi-purpose facility. New training grounds and temporary facilities were also constructed to ensure that the athletes had the best possible conditions to showcase their talents. The transformation of Athens was not limited to physical infrastructure. The cultural and political climate in Greece and Europe during this period played a significant role in shaping the preparations and the atmosphere leading up to the Games. Greece, recovering from political instability and financial difficulties, saw the Olympics as an opportunity to foster national pride and unity. The Greek government, alongside local organizers and international supporters, worked tirelessly to ensure the success of the event. The political atmosphere in Europe was marked by a mix of optimism and tension. The late 19th century was a period of rapid industrialization, scientific advancements, and significant social changes. While nationalism and competition among European powers were on the rise, there was also a growing movement towards international cooperation and peace. The revival of the Olympic Games, with its emphasis on friendly competition and mutual respect, resonated with these ideals. As the preparations progressed, anticipation and excitement built among the local population and the international community. In Athens, the prospect of hosting the Olympics brought a renewed sense of pride and optimism. The city buzzed with activity as workers, volunteers, and officials worked tirelessly to ensure that everything was ready for the opening ceremony. The streets of Athens were adorned with flags and banners, and the air was filled with a palpable sense of anticipation. Internationally, the revival of the Olympic Games captured the imagination of people around the world. Newspapers and journals across Europe and beyond reported on the preparations and highlighted the historical significance of the event. Athletes from various countries trained rigorously, eager to participate in this groundbreaking event and to represent their nations on a global stage. The local population in Athens eagerly awaited the arrival of athletes and spectators from around the world. Hotels and inns prepared to accommodate an influx of visitors, while merchants and vendors anticipated increased business. The excitement was not just about the athletic competitions, it was also about the cultural exchange and the opportunity to showcase Greece's rich history and hospitality to the world. The preparations in Athens were a testament to the collective effort and determination to make the first modern Olympic Games a success. The city, once the heart of the ancient world, was ready to host an event that would bridge the past and the present, celebrating human achievement and the spirit of international cooperation. As the opening day of the Olympics approached, the transformation of Athens was complete. The city stood ready, with its newly renovated stadiums, its vibrant streets, and its proud and excited citizens. The stage was set for a historic event that would mark the beginning of a new tradition, honoring the legacy of the ancient games while embracing the ideals of the modern world. Chapter 5: Athletes and Nations. As the inaugural modern Olympic Games approached, athletes from around the world converged on Athens, each with their own unique stories and dreams. These first Olympians were pioneers, venturing into uncharted territory as they prepared to compete on a global stage. Their backgrounds and experiences reflected a rich tapestry of cultures and traditions, united by a common passion for athletic excellence. Among the notable athletes was Spyridon Louis, a humble water carrier from the village of Marousi, just outside Athens. Luis, who would later become a national hero, entered the marathon event as a relative unknown. His training was grounded in his daily work, where he often ran long distances delivering water to clients. His resilience and determination would soon capture the imagination of the Greek people and the world. Another key figure was James Connolly, an American athlete from Boston. Connolly, a Harvard student, was an accomplished track and field competitor with a particular talent for the triple jump. His journey to Athens was marked by sacrifice, as he left his studies and traveled across the Atlantic to pursue his Olympic dreams. Connolly's participation symbolized the dedication and commitment of the athletes, who overcame significant personal and financial obstacles to compete in the Games. The Games also saw the participation of athletes from countries such as Germany, France, Great Britain, Hungary, and Australia, among others. Alfred Hagios from Hungary was a notable swimmer who had already earned national recognition. His background was marked by rigorous training in the cold waters of the Danube River, which honed his skills and prepared him for the challenges of international competition. The diversity of participants was a testament to the universal appeal of the Olympic Games. Athletes from various social, economic, and cultural backgrounds came together, united by the Olympic ideals of fair play, excellence, and mutual respect. This diversity was evident not only in the different countries represented, but also in the variety of sports and disciplines in which they competed. Training regimens for these athletes were intense and varied, reflecting the different approaches and techniques of their respective cultures. In Athens, training grounds buzzed with activity as athletes prepared for their events. Runners could be seen sprinting along the ancient pathways, while wrestlers and boxers honed their techniques in makeshift rings. Swimmers practiced their strokes in the cold waters of the Bay of Z, their muscles hardened by the frigid temperatures. The camaraderie among the athletes was palpable, yet it coexisted with fierce rivalries. Friendships formed as athletes shared their experiences and supported one another through the grueling training sessions. Stories of laughter, shared meals, and mutual encouragement became common, highlighting the spirit of unity that the Games sought to promote. However, when it came time to compete, these friendships often gave way to intense rivalries, as each athlete sought to achieve personal and national glory. One notable instance of camaraderie occurred between Alfred Hagios and his competitors in the swimming events. Despite the fierce competition, Hagios formed bonds with swimmers from other nations, exchanging techniques and supporting each other through the physical and mental demands of the sport. This spirit of mutual respect and support exemplified the Olympic ideal of fostering international friendship through sports. In contrast, the rivalry between James Connolly and his fellow American Robert Garrett in the field events was a testament to the competitive spirit of the Games. Garrett, a discus thrower and shot putter, was a formidable opponent, and his rivalry with Connolly pushed both athletes to new heights. Their competition was marked by mutual respect and admiration, but also by a fierce desire to outperform each other and secure a place in Olympic history. As the opening day of the Olympics drew closer, the excitement among the athletes and the international community reached a fever pitch. The athletes, having endured rigorous training and trials, stood ready to compete and showcase their abilities. The camaraderie and rivalries that had developed among them added an extra layer of drama and anticipation to the events. The first modern Olympians were more than just athletes. They were trailblazers who set the stage for future generations. Their dedication, perseverance, and sportsmanship embodied the spirit of the Olympic Games, leaving a lasting legacy that would inspire countless others to follow in their footsteps. Chapter 6: Opening Ceremony. On April 6, 1896, Athens was bathed in sunlight, heralding a day that would be etched into history. The city, rejuvenated and vibrant, was ready to host the opening ceremony of the first modern Olympic Games. Crowds thronged the streets, their excitement palpable, as they made their way to the magnificent Panathenaic Stadium, its white marble gleaming under the clear blue sky. As the spectators took their seats, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The stadium, capable of holding over 60,000 people, was packed with dignitaries, athletes, and eager spectators from around the world. Among the notable figures present was King George I of Greece, accompanied by members of the Greek royal family and other distinguished guests. Their presence underscored the importance of the event, lending it an air of grandeur and solemnity. The opening ceremony was a grand spectacle, meticulously planned to blend ancient traditions with modern innovations. The proceedings began with a procession of athletes, each nation proudly displaying its flag. The athletes marched into the stadium to the applause and cheers of the crowd, their faces a mix of determination and pride. This parade of nations symbolized the unity and international spirit that Pierre de Coubertin envisioned for the Olympic Games. At the heart of the ceremony was the lighting of the Olympic flame, a ritual steeped in symbolism and tradition. Although the modern tradition of the torch relay was not yet established, the flame's significance was clear. It represented the enduring spirit of competition and the eternal quest for excellence. A priest of Zeus from Olympia symbolically lit the flame, a nod to the ancient origins of the Games. King George I officially opened the Games with a rousing speech, expressing hope that the Olympics would foster peace and unity among nations. His words were met with thunderous applause, and as the national anthem of Greece played, a deep sense of history and occasion enveloped the stadium. The athletic events commenced with track and field competitions, capturing the essence of ancient Greek athleticism. The 100-meter dash, one of the most anticipated events, saw athletes explode from the starting line, their muscles straining as they raced toward glory. Thomas Burke of the United States emerged victorious, setting a historic first record with his unorthodox crouch start technique, which would become the standard in future competitions. Gymnastics events followed, showcasing the strength, agility, and grace of the competitors. German gymnast Hermann Weingartner impressed the judges and the crowd alike with his flawless routines, earning multiple medals and solidifying his place in Olympic history. The crowd watched in awe as gymnasts performed on the parallel bars, rings, and horizontal bar, their movements a blend of power and artistry. Wrestling, a sport that had been a cornerstone of the ancient Olympics, also captivated the audience. The Greco-Roman wrestling events highlighted the raw strength and skill of the athletes. Karl Schumann of Germany, a versatile athlete who also competed in gymnastics, triumphed in the wrestling competition, demonstrating remarkable resilience and technique. Amidst the competitions, personal stories of struggle and triumph emerged, adding a human dimension to the grandeur of the Games. Spiridon Louis, the Greek marathon runner, became a national hero with his unexpected victory. A humble water carrier, Louis overcame numerous challenges to win the marathon, embodying the Olympic spirit of perseverance and determination. His triumph was a moment of immense national pride, igniting celebrations across Greece. James Connolly, the American triple jumper, also made history by becoming the first modern Olympic champion. Despite leaving his studies and traveling to Athens with limited resources, Connolly's dedication and talent shone through as he won the triple jump, setting a precedent for future American athletes. Throughout the competitions, the spirit of sportsmanship and fair play was evident. Athletes displayed mutual respect, congratulating each other on their achievements and offering support in moments of defeat. The camaraderie that had developed during training persisted, reinforcing the Olympic ideals of friendship and mutual respect. As the days passed and records were set, the significance of the modern Olympics became increasingly clear. The Games were not just a revival of ancient traditions, but a celebration of human potential and the power of sport to unite people across cultural and national divides. The opening ceremony and the initial days of competition in Athens set a high standard for future Olympic Games. They highlighted the blend of ancient heritage and modern innovation, the personal stories of triumph and struggle, and the enduring appeal of athletic excellence. The success of the 1896 Olympics was a testament to Pierre de Coubertin's vision and the collective effort of the athletes, organizers, and supporters who believed in the power of the Olympic movement. Chapter 7: Challenges and Controversies. The inaugural modern Olympic Games in Athens were not without their challenges and controversies. Despite the grand vision and meticulous preparations, the organizers faced numerous logistical and administrative hurdles that tested their resolve and ingenuity. From the outset, one of the major challenges was the sheer scale of the event. Coordinating the participation of athletes from multiple countries, ensuring their accommodation, and managing the various competitions required a level of organization that was unprecedented at the time. The Greek government and the local organizing committee worked tirelessly to address these issues, but there were inevitable hiccups along the way. One significant logistical challenge was transportation. Many athletes arrived in Athens after long and arduous journeys, often facing difficulties in securing reliable and timely travel. The lack of modern transportation infrastructure in Greece further complicated matters, with many athletes having to rely on makeshift arrangements to get to the competition venues. Accommodation also posed a challenge. The influx of international visitors strained the local hospitality industry, which was not fully prepared for the sudden demand. Many athletes and spectators found themselves in crowded and less than ideal conditions, leading to some dissatisfaction and complaints. However, the Greek people, known for their hospitality, did their best to accommodate their guests, often opening their homes to visiting athletes. In addition to logistical issues, the Games were also marred by disputes over fairness and judging. The lack of standardized rules and the novelty of the event led to several controversies. One notable incident occurred in the cycling road race, where a Greek cyclist, Aristides Constantinidis, was declared the winner despite allegations of receiving assistance during the race. This sparked heated debates and highlighted the need for clearer rules and more rigorous enforcement. Another contentious issue was the uneven playing field among competitors. The disparity in training facilities and resources among different countries became apparent, with some athletes enjoying state-of-the-art training regimes while others had to make do with rudimentary preparations. This inequality raised questions about the fairness of the competitions and the broader goals of the Olympic movement. Judging disputes also plagued several events. In gymnastics, for instance, differences in judging criteria led to contentious decisions that were met with dissatisfaction from both athletes and spectators. The lack of experienced judges and standardized scoring systems exacerbated these issues, underscoring the need for better training and clearer guidelines in future games. Despite these challenges, the public reaction to the Games was overwhelmingly positive. The local and international press provided extensive coverage of the events, bringing the excitement and drama of the competitions to a global audience. Newspapers in Athens and across Europe published detailed reports on the performances, highlighting the achievements of the athletes and the significance of the Games. The local population in Athens embraced the Olympics with enthusiasm and pride. The successful organization of the Games, despite the hurdles, was seen as a triumph for Greece and a testament to its rich cultural heritage. The sight of athletes from around the world competing in the restored Panathenaic Stadium stirred a sense of national pride and historical continuity among the Greek people. Internationally, the reception of the Games was mixed, but generally favorable. While there were criticisms of the organizational shortcomings and controversies, the broader significance of the event was widely recognized. The Olympics were seen as a groundbreaking experiment in international cooperation and a celebration of human athleticism and cultural exchange. The media coverage played a crucial role in shaping public opinion. Detailed reports and vivid descriptions of the competitions brought the events to life for those who could not attend. The stories of individual athletes, their struggles, and their triumphs resonated with readers, fostering a sense of connection and shared humanity. In particular, the story of Spiridon Louis, the Greek marathon champion, captured the imagination of people around the world. His victory against the odds and with a remarkable display of endurance and determination became a symbol of the Olympic spirit. The international press lauded his achievement, and he was celebrated as a hero both in Greece and abroad. Overall, the first modern Olympic Games in Athens were a remarkable achievement, despite the challenges and controversies. They marked the beginning of a new era in international sports and set the stage for the future development of the Olympic movement. The lessons learned from these inaugural Games would inform and improve subsequent Olympics, helping to realize Pierre de Coubertin's vision of a global celebration of athletic excellence and international friendship. Chapter 8: Legacy of the 1896 Olympics. The closing ceremony of the 1896 Olympic Games was a moment of celebration and reflection. Held in the majestic Panathenaic Stadium, the ceremony marked the end of a historic event that had successfully revived the ancient Olympic tradition. The stadium was once again filled with spectators, their cheers and applause echoing through the marble structure as the athletes gathered one last time. King George I of Greece presided over the ceremony, expressing his gratitude to the athletes, organizers, and spectators who had contributed to the success of the Games. His speech was filled with pride and optimism, emphasizing the significance of the event for Greece and the world. The athletes, many of whom had formed deep bonds of friendship and respect, stood together in a spirit of unity and camaraderie. As the Greek national anthem played, the Olympic flag was lowered and the flame was extinguished, symbolizing the end of the first modern Olympics. Emotions ran high among the participants, who were acutely aware of the historic nature of their achievements. Many athletes reflected on their experiences, sharing stories of struggle, triumph, and the joy of competing on an international stage. Pierre de Coubertin, the visionary behind the revival of the Olympic Games, took a moment to reflect on the success and impact of the event. For Coubertin, the 1896 Olympics were the culmination of years of relentless effort and unwavering belief in the power of sports to unite people. In his speeches and writings, he expressed deep satisfaction with how the Games had unfolded, seeing them as a validation of his vision and a testament to the enduring appeal of the Olympic ideals. Coubertin noted the sense of global unity that the Games had fostered. Athletes from diverse backgrounds and nations had come together to compete, forging friendships and mutual respect that transcended national boundaries. This spirit of international cooperation and understanding was precisely what Coubertin had hoped to achieve through the revival of the Olympics. The legacy of the 1896 Olympics was profound and far-reaching. The Games set a precedent for the modern Olympic movement, establishing traditions and principles that would shape future iterations. The success of the Athens Games demonstrated that an international sporting event could be organized on a grand scale, inspiring confidence and enthusiasm for future Olympics. One of the most significant impacts of the 1896 Olympics was the establishment of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, as a permanent and influential organization. The IOC, under Coubertin's guidance, took on the responsibility of organizing subsequent Games, ensuring that the Olympic spirit would continue to thrive. The committee worked tirelessly to refine the rules, improve the organization, and expand the scope of the Games, making them more inclusive and representative of the global athletic community. The revival of the Olympics also had a profound influence on international sports. The success of the 1896 Games encouraged the development of other international competitions and fostered a spirit of friendly rivalry among nations. Sports became a means of cultural exchange and diplomacy, helping to bridge divides and promote peace and understanding. In the years that followed, the Olympic Games grew in scale and significance, attracting more participants and spectators from around the world. The legacy of the 1896 Olympics was evident in the continued emphasis on fair play, sportsmanship, and the celebration of human potential. Each subsequent Olympics built on the foundation laid in Athens, evolving and adapting to the changing times while remaining true to the core values established by Coubertin. The 1896 Olympics also had a lasting impact on Greece. The successful hosting of the Games brought a sense of national pride and unity, showcasing Greece's rich cultural heritage and its ability to organize a major international event. The restored Panathenaic Stadium became a symbol of this achievement, standing as a testament to Greece's pivotal role in the revival of the Olympic tradition. In conclusion, the legacy of the 1896 Olympics is one of inspiration, unity, and the enduring power of sports. The Games demonstrated the potential of international athletic competition to bring people together, promote mutual respect, and celebrate the best of human endeavor. Pierre de Coubertin's vision had come to life in Athens, setting the stage for a global movement that continues to inspire and unite people around the world to this day. Thank you for joining me tonight on History Before Bed. I hope you found our journey through the past both intriguing and restful. If you enjoyed tonight's story, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what story you'd like to hear next. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good night.